What's up? It's your VintageGenetics host, Wesley. The channel that's all about bringing back the golden era of bodybuilding is this one. Lately, progress has been made in the bodybuilding community. For if you did not know, there will be a new class at the IFBB called Classic Physique. It's in between men's physique and men's bodybuilding. This is good news for me and a lot of other people who strive for classical lines and aesthetics above pure size. I personally and honestly believe that this class will grow to be the most famous, the most credited, and simply the most successful one out there. You know, the bodybuilding community really needed a new impulse for a while now. Ever since the 70s and 80s, bodybuilding in general has come to decline. Especially in the eyes of the general public, more and more it got alienated because of how extremely huge and big the top contenders were getting. Now with this new class, a lot of very good, relatively unknown bodybuilders will have a stage to hopefully make the classic look of bodybuilding the standard again, which is something I've always been striving for. Having said that, I hope that every local and amateur show will also incorporate this new class. There has always been the classic bodybuilding class, but in my opinion you can't really show up big there. Not even as Frank Sane, I think, because it'd be too heavy, which is caused by a very strict formula that they use. So yeah, anyway, as soon as that class, the classic physique class, is available to me, I'll immediately join it, no question. So the workout today is an arms day. Some supersets, some drop sets, and some single sets. And we actually, as our first exercise, which we did not record, that was impossible, we did this brutal old school exercise. It's basically, you take a barbell, make it weigh 45 pounds, do 10 reps, and give it to your workout partner. Let him do 10 reps, then he gives it back to you. You do 10 reps, and so on. Let me tell you, if you want your biceps to burn, if you want to pump, if you want anything happening to your biceps at all, you do this. Trust me, you'll notice. What we're doing here is actually a superset, close grip preacher curl combined with behind the neck tricep extension. The close grip at the preacher curl makes you target the outer biceps more, and when you have a wide grip you target the inner biceps more. But when you target the outer biceps, you have to imagine if you do a front of the bicep, you want the peak to be as high as possible, so you want the outer part of the bicep to be as big as it possibly can. So I prefer a close grip over a wider grip for this fact. And the tricep extension, you should focus more on the stretch on the bottom. That's what this exercise is most efficient at. You know, sometimes it's not, you don't have to look at each exercise as a separate thing, because for example you did rope pushdowns before and then you do this exercise, it has a greater effect and you can actually feel what it does, and when you feel it you know how to move the muscle, how to use the muscle. So what I feel when I do this exercise, when my tricep is already pumped, I feel it stretch when I'm at the bottom of the exercise, but when I go to the top, I basically don't feel much anymore. So I stay in the range of motion where I feel it the most. The concentration curl goes together with Arnold, and Arnold goes together with the biceps. So, in short, concentration curls create some big ass biceps. Yes, because they, if you do them correctly, can maximize the stress on them in a certain range of motion. Of course, when you let them hang at the bottom, there's almost no stretch of the bicep, but It's about the stress that it experiences when you do the exercise itself. So when you go down slowly, you make sure that you still tense your biceps, so you have the maximum amount of stress on your biceps while doing the exercise. And yes, we're doing this supersetted with bench dips. I personally try to focus and take my mind into my triceps while doing this exercise. A lot of people have trouble actually working the triceps efficiently with dips. It's usually the chest or shoulders that do most of the work then. So you really gotta get into those triceps and focus on the contraction. I always like to finish my arm workouts with some rear delt work. You basically can't get enough rear delt work in. It's a small muscle, yet it's overlooked so much. If you want that 3D effect on your shoulders, you got to include this into your routine. I mean, this right here is one of the most simple exercises you can do for them. This is a rowing machine that I use for face pulls. Although we're a little too tall to do face pulls on this one, it's still very possible to focus on the rear delts. And we finished off with some ab work. The cable crunch, one of my favorites. It's a free movement and it really targets the lower abs very well. We usually do a lot more, well, 2 more exercises, but this time, no, we just did a couple more sets of this. And that was it. In this video, I'm about 3.5 weeks out from my guest performance at a show here in the Netherlands. Right now, as I'm saying this, I'm about 2.5 weeks out actually. I won't be super dry, but I'll be in a very good shape, close to my competition shape of last year. The routine should be recorded at the event, so I'll post it right here on this channel as soon as I have it. And this was VintageGenetics for today, and we're off.